Hello everybody and welcome to the Elite Dangerous live stream. This is the Join the Elite mini-series which goes into deep dives all about the mechanics behind Elite Dangerous. Some of the stuff that maybe even experts at Elite Dangerous will learn a thing or two about, including community goals, which is what it's all about today. Today is everything that you'll need to know ever about community goals.
Hopefully.
Is that have I maybe put that the bar too high?
Bigged it up enough, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I think that people at home will leave here thinking,
maybe learn something. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. So what we're going to do is take you through community goals, step by step. Steve Kirby here, designer for Elite Dangerous, right here. Probably best known for your amazing cuddly toy creations.
Thank you very much. That's very flattering.
Nothing to do with Elite Dangerous.
No, nothing to do with Elite Dangerous at all.
But they are absolutely amazing. Shiny Ted the Galactic Pet, do you remember him? He's still going? He's fantastic. That's a 24-hour Christmas live stream reference there for people who don't realise. But anyway, so today we have lots of interesting things planned. We're going to be answering some questions towards the end of the live stream that we've got from the forum about community goals. We might even be going into a little bit of detail all throughout.
We can answer questions throughout, I guess. Yeah,
we'll be going into a little bit of detail as well about what's potentially to come for the future of community goals.
What I can actually divulge, yes, I'll give some information out.
Yeah, we'll be going through a community goal from start to finish that's actually available now, telling you about the resources available on the net about community goals, so where you can learn lots of different interesting things.
I can't believe you did that.
I did that, didn't I?
You did that.
I did that on a live stream.
Well done.
What else do we have? We have loads of interesting things going on. Some shout-outs.
Yes, I've got some shout-outs
to some people who've helped you.
Apologies if I mispronounce any of them, but
But it should be a nice, informative, fun live stream. Also, you get to watch me be an idiot and fail at getting community goals right.
I'm just glad you're driving once. See if you can get more than 9 kills.
See, is that what I was supposed to be doing? Oh, we are going to be doing a bounty hunting community goal. So
I'm going to come join you guys on the actual community goals that are live now.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, without further delay, here we are. We may as well go into into a community goal, into the space station and get things sorted out. So, I mean, first of all, community goals. What are they? Why should people get involved in them?
Okay.
So just a base overview, because remember, some people might be just tuning into this and going, I don't even know what.
Don't even know what they are. No. So community goals are, pretty much says it in the title, are a goal that we design and set for the community, which it generally lasts between a week or 2 weeks, where we ask the community to work together to achieve something. Now that could be deliver so much metal to build a new space station. It could be some examples of clear the shipping lanes in a certain sector by taking down bounty hunters. It could be, we've had some which are combat goals. So pick a side against. We had a terrorist faction called the Emperor's Dawn not long ago. So we asked players to, as a group, to fight the Emperor's Dawn. Or not. I mean, they can take on those ones. They can take either side, but it's generally a long-term goal of a week or 2 weeks that we want the community to participate in.
So, what was the original thinking behind community goals when you first sort of came up with the concept? When were they introduced?
They were introduced last year, about a year ago, I believe. One of the designers, Adam Broadwaite, sorry.
He doesn't like it when you get that wrong.
He was the key designer on that at the time, and we just wanted a way to engage with the community and for the community to actually work together in cooperation to achieve something and to affect things like the background sim and the way that the economies work and all that sort of thing. So that's kind of why they were created in the first place.
They seem very, very popular, and also they seem like the best way to get lots of money. Is that, would you say yes or no? Very
they are
French.
Become more problem, I believe.
Yes.
So if we look at the stats for them quite a lot, and looking at those, they do seem to be getting more and more numbers involved. We also find out that certain types of CG are more popular than others. So, for instance, bounty hunting. Trade and general trading seem to be more popular than rare runs and things like that.
Okay.
But it depends on. The one thing about the CGs is they have a completely random factor, and that factor is the community.
Yeah.
We never know.
Crazy random guys.
Yeah, we never know how many people are going to be joining a particular CG, how popular it's going to be, if we put it in system X or system Y, if that's going to have an influence. We've got data which we can look at, but on some occasions we've set something up looking at the data of how something should go, and it's actually gone in completely different direction. It's like,
interesting.
So it's one of those things. It's one of the major challenges of the community goals is to actually balance them and try and get that right. Okay. But yeah, I would also agree. As a start player, they're a good way to meet new players. A great way of meeting new players
because you'll often find there's lots of traffic of actual
there's lots of players there. It can, and a lot of the people who do the community goals are very, very friendly and willing to help. Either that or you'll have some interesting encounters at least. And they can be a good way of making a living. Shall we say that? And the missions, I think, are a good way for start players to kind of understand how systems work, like trade and things like that. And give them a grounding so that they can afford some of the bigger, better ships and outfit their ships, and then they can go into the wider galaxy. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
Fantastic. Right. Well, shall we? Get going. So first of all, I know this again. I just want to preface this by saying a lot of you guys watching live right now. This may be slightly teaching you how to suck eggs in some ways, but we want to make this also a fantastic learning resource for people as well afterwards who maybe don't know about community goals and might want to click on them as well. So bear with us while we get through some of the basics, but as well later on we'll have some questions as well from you guys from the forums, and also some other tidbits of information as well. And you hopefully will learn the best way to approach doing the certain things and why certain CGs are the way that they are, and also how to submit an effective CG application. And what makes one more likely to be chosen by your fine self to be.
I will try and give away some of the things we look for.
Yeah, we look for. There you go. Right, so let's
I've just noticed Osric42's comment, it is his daddy's money. You're right.
Yeah, that's right. The Galactic Intern, of course, this account that I'm using, it actually apparently is in the top 20 of...
I can imagine.
And that's including all of the QA testers of the game. Right. Basically, the Galactic Intern is my account for Educating Ed, and a lot of you guys in the chat live today will already know what Educating Ed is. But it's where I'm joined by a prominent community group. But I of course need the budget as well, so Daddy helps out. Daddy, it's a sort of imaginary, figurative Daddy. Anyway, let's have a look. So where do I go? What do I do?
Okay, so first thing first, finding out when a community goal goes live.
Yes.
So we generally put community goals live on a Thursday afternoon between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. So that these things are created throughout the weeks. So, but Thursday is CG day essentially. Around early afternoon on a Thursday, we will put out the Galnet articles. So you'll be able to go to the community website. You'll be able to go to Galnet in game.
Community.leaddangerous.com.
Well done. You'll be able to go to the Xbox Hub page.
Yes, that's right.
Which we started doing that. And where else?
The launcher?
The launcher.
You'll see the current community goals on the launcher right there, and they're super easy to click on if you have more information.
So these will give you the news story linked to the article. Some will contain links as well on the Galnet. So actually, if you were to go to the Galnet articles at the top and view the latest news, we should
see some of these lovely animations.
We should be able to see that Canon has launched an outpost campaign.
Okay, this is Canon, a community group, so this is when we're talking about being able to actually submit your own community goals.
Canon
you can do this
to us, and we work with them.
I should have brought my Canon mug.
You should have brought your Canon mug.
I forgot to bring my Canon mug, sorry guys.
Yes. But yeah, so essentially this will give you the background, the news, and also a useful link down there to the system so that you can find the community goal on the galaxy map.
Did you know that I did not know that, did that?
You didn't?
Genuinely didn't know that.
So if you go to the link at the bottom, that will take you to the galaxy map, highlighting
I didn't know that.
the star system. So you can find them as easily as that.
I should stop getting so excited about things like
that. No, it's good. So once you've found out where it is,
I want to stop you for 1 second. Yeah, Commander Kirtrex does make a good point of forums.
The forums as well, yes.
Another great point to find where the CGs are.
That can be the first shout out.
Go for it, go for a shout.
So there's a number of people who've worked on the forums getting the community goals. So Fenster is one such guy. He almost single-handedly managed the CG forum, active community goal forum for, well, about a year.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for that. That was absolutely great.
Amazing stuff.
Kia Tracks, again, for taking that over after Fenster stopped doing it. Again, thank you very much. It's really, really nice to see that thread.
Yeah.
We do pay attention to it. We do look at it. And it's really nice to see how you guys are interacting, how you're sharing information, working together, and also any feedback you guys have. It's really good there. Again, on the Xbox side, I think this is right, Philly the Kid and Pathfinder 4879, thank you very much for doing the same on the Xbox. It's brilliant, you guys. It's really good, and I know a lot of players have found it very, very helpful to get that information. And lastly, a couple more. Sorry, Dusty.
No, it's good. Keep going.
Dusty Arn.
I think people are here saying thanks for helping. So Mr. Fencer says sorry for being so grumpy.
Oh, it's all right. It's good. The feedback, Fencer, the feedback you gave was brilliant.
Yeah.
We are looking at these things constantly, so yeah, to see that some of your thoughts are actually the same as ours, kind of helped move some stuff, slightly forward. So Dusty Arn, again, he's just become a moderator on the Xbox forums. He has been championing, get my teeth in, CGs and other Xbox player initiatives and things like that. He's brilliant. So thank you very much for that. And last but not least, Commander Osric, thank you very much for keeping me honest when designing the treasure hunts and the feedback for those. And for the cupcake recipe. They were delicious. Thank you.
Osric 42, a regular here on the streams as well. So thank you for watching all the streams.
That's my shout out.
Shout-outs are amazing.
So
Scumple up the shout-out paper.
I'll get rid of that now. There we go.
No, it's really, really cool, and it just goes to show how wonderful our community are, and community goals are just an extension of that.
Yes.
Because they are almost always successful, right?
Not always, no. We have had, for the majority, the community have been successful, and it's nice to see that, but they have failed on a number of occasions. And don't forget, we do also have some CGs which are counterbalanced against each other.
Yeah.
So if one CG completes, the other ones immediately fail. So we had one recently for hunting for Starship 1 wreckage, and we had the Federation looking, and we had an independent faction looking, and the community were fighting for both sides, but the Federation came out on top, which immediately ended the other guy's CG, because there's no point, because the Feders already won.
Oh, that's interesting.
And we furthered the story down the Federation line instead of down the independent line. So
that's really cool.
So that's cool.
So they are sort of they are influencing the storylines by taking part in these community goals.
Yes, they do influence the storylines. They influence the background simulation, the systems set up. So any contribution, anything that takes part in the CG feeds back into the background sim, so it does help gain influence and reputation with various factions.
Great.
We have had ones where, a particular storyline is worked out. I mean, we designed the CGs with basically a failure and a success path. So, we every week we write these things, we design these things because it's an ongoing process, and we say, right, this is success, and then this is failure. Yeah. And most of the failure stuff never gets used.
Is that frustrating? Do you sometimes think,
no, because
I really want this to fail, the failure state's really cool at this point?
No, because one day one will, and
it'll make
sense.
I wish I. And that's the one where you haven't written a failure state.
Exactly.
You're like, oh
no, I forgot to do this.
But it's interesting. The failure state. Is there ever a time where you think, I really hope this one is a failure because the failure is cool, like the thing that happens because of the failure?
No, because cool. I hope both of the things are cool.
So they're all
we try and balance it. We try and balance it out. I mean, there are some interesting storylines which I'm not allowed to mention. Which it will be interesting if things go one way or another.
So currently, what's happening? Why have these guys? Should I go back to that news story again?
You don't need to. We can go to the bulletin board and it will explain this.
So that's why.
So once you've found the station, once you've located it and flown there,
so you would go on there and it shows you where the station is, where to receive that, not where to take the stuff, but where to receive it
and where to sign up.
Okay.
So community goals, you have to sign up to them before you can contribute to them.
That's interesting. You
You can literally do it the minute before. You know, you can go to a station if you know, because you've looked on the forums and things like that. If you know what's required, you can go there with that stuff, sign up for the goal, and then hand in your contribution. We have had, you know, and I've done it myself. I've handed in contribution thinking I've signed up and it's not counted. Yeah. So it can be frustrating.
Everyone's done that.
But yeah, the rule is, and we do have some text explaining that says you must sign up for your contribution to be counted. Okay. Otherwise, it's not. It's just sold, and you'll get rep, you'll get influence, but you won't contribute to the CG. So when you get to the bulletin board, there is the lovely community goals section.
Yep. So we can see straight away.
So you can see straight away.
Yep. Which ones they are.
So they're generally at the top.
And for which manufacturer that it's going to be sort of supporting. So
we can tell this one, the two here are for Canon. They run side by side.
Yep. And what are those the lines on there for the progress?
The lines there, those are, so each community goal has a number of tiers.
Yeah.
So when we set it up, we work out a certain number of tiers we want the players to achieve. You can see them on the right hand side there. As the players contribute, this bar on the right hand side will fill up, showing which tiers, and every time they hit a tier, the rewards for the CG actually step up. And it can, in certain CGs, unlock new rewards, unlock new items. So we've had a construction CG. If you're building a space station, the new tiers will unlock maybe different services. If you're we had one again recently for ship discounts, so it gave a greater discount depending on the tier you reached, and generally the money for the players, the credit bonus they get goes up. Okay. So unfortunately, this is currently at tier 0
because it's literally started today.
Because it literally started
community
today.
Goal. Yeah.
So so we're jumping in right at the beginning. Yep. It's got six and a bit days left.
Yep.
And hopefully you guys will get it up to tier 6.
So wait, 65 million credits already earned?
Yes, they are. So the players have handed in bounty. So this one...
That's a crazy amount.
It is a crazy amount.
Already that much? That many?
Yes. Oh yeah, we have to... Yeah, we have to
put
the numbers
super high. How high is the highest ridiculous number you've followed?
Well, I don't want to give anything away because I can give the maximum tier away.
Don't,
again, we try not to tell you how much the tiers are, but several people have worked them out and worked out systems. That
I'm sure probably people in this chat have worked.
But it's in the millions. Some of them get into the billions.
Yeah.
Depending on the CG type again. So this particular CG is a bounty hunting CG for protecting the Palladium miners. Currently working on the other CG. So this is a sister CG where we have the main one, which is basically bring in these materials for the faction, and because generally this has an effect on the amount of pirates in the system and surrounding systems, because again the background sim and player groups are coming in, we've put in a protective one. So the players,
and also it means that those who want to do trading can do trading, and the ones who want to do shooting can do the shooting.
Exactly.
And everyone's still working towards
a common goal.
Nice.
So at the moment, so this will give a summary of the text. We'll give the reward structure, which changes as you reach higher tiers.
And then, of course, the top 10 commanders are getting...
On these ones, the top 10 commanders will get them.
That's pretty interesting.
We've had some which is the top 1 commander, the top 5 commanders.
Yeah. Do they know that? Obviously, it'll appear that it will say where they are, and it'll highlight it.
Yes, it'll highlight them, so that they will know that they are in the top 10 commanders. So at the moment, we know we've made an insufficient contribution.
Yes, which is
fair enough because we haven't signed up yet. Yeah. But yeah, they will know. So whatever is marked in white on your screen will be what contribution level you have made.
Well, let's do some contribution towards it, and then we can come back and then see
where you end up.
See where you end up, and I'm sure that you can be like, okay, well, the best place to go. You can give me some hints.
I can give you some
hints
just
for this particular one as well.
Yes.
You've explained why. You've explained what they are. And would you suggest, like, if you were a new starter, getting involved in CG straight away?
I would definitely say, yeah. I mean,
so I click sign up. Does that mean I'm signed up?
You are signed up.
So you've got
the tick next to that to say you've signed up for that one. I would suggest also if there are multiple in the same system, you sign up to both of them.
Okay, so what do I have to do for this one?
So again, this one you have to obtain mined palladium. But considering you're going to be in possibly in res sites protecting the miners, it might be good if you sign up. You may wing up with somebody, and they may swap you trade dividends for protection. Okay. So this is how the community can work together on this.
Okay, that's interesting. So find somebody that you can wing up with to
yeah, I mean, one of you can do the mining, one of you can do the bounties. Yeah. If you're winged up, you'll share the rewards. So it is a way of working together in wings and with other community members. Are you actually equipping a mining laser?
No. Should we not? Well, yeah, then we can show you contribute to both.
You can show you doing both.
Maybe. No, let's.
You're going bounty.
I want to go shoot some stuff.
Okay.
That's that's a bit more the player style that I have.
That makes sense.
So anyway, right.
Again, once you've, I'll just point this out. Once you've signed up for your CG, if you go to your left-hand panel and go to transactions, you'll see they show up in your contracts, just like any other mission would, and you can track progress and things like that. It doesn't update 100% immediately.
Okay.
So there is a small delay after you've made your contribution. There's like I think it's a 10-20 second delay before it kind of feeds through.
Oh, okay. So it is pretty much immediate.
It's pretty much immediate. It just takes a few seconds to feed through. So I know I've contributed, and we've checked out bugs where we've contributed things and not had it register immediately.
Yeah.
And we go, oh, hang on, why was that? And there's just a little delay to go out.
Cool.
Think of it as the starport putting it through your network into your systems. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So. Protecting palladium miners, let's go and do that sort of stuff. Okay. So I just want to double check where we're going. At Thompson, handing it in at Thompson Dock. Yeah. But
It's basically in the right. This is a bit of a long one. Col 285 sector IX-T D3-43 system and surrounding systems.
Okay.
So
I'll go to the galaxy map.
You'll go to the galaxy map.
Is it that one?
It is that one. Although you can actually, because it's surrounding systems, it's not necessarily just that system. Okay. You can, in a bounty hunting one, you can clear the shipping lanes in systems around this one.
Yes.
And the cannon bounties and other, well, these are an independent faction, so an independent bounties will count. So we always, or try and always make sure that the major faction also counts as well as the minor faction.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Canon are the minor faction who are hosting and who have submitted they're a player group who have submitted the goal.
Yeah.
Because they're an independent, if they're in, we also put their bounties and independent bounties. If they're in Federation space, we would put Federation bounties. If they're in Empire space, we would put Empire bounties in as well.
Okay.
So just to make sure it's easy enough to do. So for a bounty.
So this is the current system that we're in Verati.
Yeah. So you want to really be looking for a resource extraction site. Right. Is a good place to find wanted players.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, players. Wanted pilots.
Oops. And that's your.
And then you want to also possibly find nav beacons.
Yeah.
They are also a good place to find wanted pilots. Nav beacons tend to be near stars.
Yep, nav beacons are always quite easy.
Yep, and the resource extraction sites are generally around ringed planets.
Yeah.
So we can look for those.
Verati BC6.
Exactly.
Quite far away.
It is quite far away, so maybe head towards the nav beacon.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So how far, when you mentioned about the nearby systems, how far is nearby? Is that like the ones that you can literally jump to within jump range, although jump range obviously...
It's when I say nearby, I mean it's essentially anyone in the independent space will, as I said, you'll be able to trade in independent ones, but we want to stick people close together. So, Verati and the Col system would be the ones we're aiming for, so that we can get the players into the same area, really. So that's why we say nearby. It's just like, hey, come here and do this in this nearby system.
Nazgul Nader in the chat says that he wants to see more situations where Ed looks stressed and unable to handle what he's been asked to do. That was probably a reference to my time out with the Diamond Frogs last week.
Right.
Which is quite interesting. It's an interesting one. Hello.
Oh, hello. We'll talk about this. We'll get you out of the space station first. It'd be pretty good.
Oh, we don't need to talk about it now. If you want to watch that, it's an Educating Ed. It's part of the Educating Ed series with the Diamond Frogs, so check it out. It was quite intense. It was good fun though.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I'm locked onto the nav beacon. I mean, this bit.
Then this bit's self-explanatory. I mean, if you're playing Elite, unless you've literally just bought the game and have logged on, yes, you know how to fly to a certain place in the galaxy.
We're assuming some sort of base knowledge.
A little bit. I have to.
You forget though. Sometimes if people
you could check out Adam Woods' amazing tutorial videos.
Yeah. In fact, hopefully this will be somewhere on the tutorials page. So maybe we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Anyway, while I'm going there, heading to that beacon, why don't you answer some questions?
Go for your life.
Do you want me to read them?
I want you to read them. Yeah.
All right. I'll kind of concentrate on two things at once.
So
from Rootsrat.
Yes.
Welcome, Rootsrat. Thank you for joining us tonight if you are here. What are criteria, if any, for a player group to initiate a community goal? What is to be provided? Are there any player-initiated CG types that are more likely to be approved, etc.? And any information would be appreciated, says Rootsrat.
Right.
Very word for word.
It's very word for word, yes. So the criteria, to start with, fairly loose. Essentially, we asked you to basically have an idea of what you would like the community to do. So would you like, and also the idea of what rewards you would like to, what you want to achieve. So for instance, the one we're on currently, we spoke to Canon. They submitted and said, hey, we would really like to be able to build a scientific outpost to further our narrative. Right. And in this system, we discussed various options that we could do with them. And then they actually contacted community at frontier.co.uk with their idea.
Which is what you can do too.
Which is what you can do. So that then the community team, so Ed, Zach.
I'm enjoying this straight delivery that I've got going on today rather than being silly and crazy like with CQC. Anyway, sorry, you carry on. I interrupted you very rudely.
You did.
Classic Edward Lewis.
Well, it's
I can't.
You're not Parky.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do. Yeah.
So anyway, so that will come to Ed and Zach, and they'll send them on to me. I and the other designers involved will review them. So we'll see if they're technically possible, if there are any problems with them. We'll send you feedback again via email. And basically, we're looking for something that again brings the community together, gives them something appealing to work towards. Doesn't give one player group, including the player group that submitted it, a massive advantage. I know on a couple of occasions we've accidentally released something which did essentially have a slight advantage to one group. We will not be repeating those mistakes.
Okay, well that's interesting. I think it's good that you learn from. Oh yeah, you learn from the feedback.
We learn from the feedback, so this is it. The other thing is we are rolling out a new proposal template. So if you do contact community at frontier.co.uk, Zach will hopefully send you out a template which should, fingers crossed, make the proposals easier because it'll. It's basically like filling in a questionnaire rather than you guys having to send it via an email. Right, that's question one.
I've arrived.
Sorry,
look at the timing.
That was perfect.
You didn't ramble at all. It was super concise.
Okay, so we are at the nav beacon.
I'm scanning.
So I know about some wanted people.
I know about.
You know all about this.
I know what I'm doing here to some extent.
Okay, so essentially, for the people at home that don't know, which
probably
isn't many.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we're on a bounty hunting CG, we are looking for wanted pilots to take down, and then we will collect the bounties and trade them in to the CG for hopefully massive amounts of money.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see if you can get into the top 99%.
Is there a limit on the bottom sort of amount?
So each tier has a set amount we've calculated.
Okay. Here we go. Found one.
You found one, right? And he's in a sidewinder and a wing. So fingers crossed you take him down. Don't forget to scan him first.
I don't have any scanner.
Just make sure your left-hand panel is fully filled in.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's automatic scan before
I don't
you
have any
open
kill
fire.
warrants or anything like that.
No. So
my right trigger is of course going to be beam loaded to take down his shields. Oh, he's chaffed. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Sorry, mate.
That might be his friend. So
I can handle
he is in a wing.
Sure. I've got these gimbaled lasers, so.
Yeah. Until you find these wing partners in an anaconda.
Oh gosh, I actually am getting attacked here.
Yeah, he's got his wingmate. So.
Oh gosh. This could be a disaster.
This could be absolutely horrendous. Maybe you should have gone for the mining CG.
Maybe I should have gone for the mining CG. Have some faith.
I have some faith. I believe in you, Ed. I believe in you less now, Ed.
Yeah, you should. What's happening here?
He's a sidewinder,
He's doing very well.
Oh, he's deadly.
I would usually be so much better than this.
And it's more about his friend.
This genuinely could be a disaster. So what I will do is I'll get out of here and then pick an easier fight. Look at Steve.
Running away.
Running away! I'm running away, guys.
Braves are robbeting across the thing. Wow. I'm shocked and appalled. So all the ribbing I got for my CQC performance.
Hold on.
This is it.
That was tough.
Yeah, it was.
What has happened to the who did this to the AI? That was hard.
I believe Sarah Avery.
That was too good, Sarah.
May have made some slight adjustments to the AI.
I was not ready for this.
So
I was told this would be easy, Steve. I was told this would be an easy way to make cash.
The community have already made 600 million.
Let's pick on an easier target this time.
Right.
Everyone's like, oh dear,
oh dear. Shakes head, oh dear.
This is we'll get someone to cut out that.
That's not how to go bounty hunting, Ed.
No, it's not. I haven't got a very good ship.
It's all right. We're not angry with him, are we? We're just disappointed.
I'm angry. I'm upset with myself.
No, he's clean. Yeah, you saw harmless and were really hoping, weren't you?
With all the budget that I've got, that I've got, I'm in this thing. I should have just made it super easy, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should have brought a Viper to a gunfight.
So, you know when, I can't remember who it was earlier, wanted to see me panicking and unable to deal with situations? You got your wish, guys!
Yes. To be fair, the Cobra is a perfectly adequate ship. You should be, it's a good ship.
I'm just glad I didn't die. I could have easily died, and then I would. Well, let's start this stream again. Sorry, we can't show you how the progression works.
Well, while you're trying to find the target, shall we on to another question?
Yeah, go for it. You can redirect.
Okay. I'm sorry if I get this name wrong. Arabutu and Martin Shu asked a very similar question. So, will CGs get more integrated into other mechanics like Powerplay or planetary landings? So Powerplay is an interesting one. We actually plan to, we keep CGs away from Powerplay as much as we can, mainly so that people who are aligned to powers don't get an unfair advantage. Okay. So because some of the Powerplay faction boosts can affect trade, they can affect slavery, they can also affect whether something works or not in a CG. So we try and keep those things separated. There will be improvements to Powerplay, I believe, but Sandy.
I think we might actually be doing a whole other stream about that.
Yep, so that's fine. Linking CGs to more planetary landings, we are going to be looking at that as Horizons becomes available to other formats. So when the Xbox players can actually have planetary landings and things like that, we will be looking at having some more planetary landing based CGs, so that I just don't want I don't want to do them if most of the community, if the community can't work together.
Nobody's here.
I do that.
Nobody's here.
So that's there. You've got no wanted pilots. Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Should have gone for the mining one. That would have been a sure bet. I'll head back to the.
Well, you always know there are asteroids. You could find another system and see what's there, but I can answer some. Keep answering.
Keep going. You keep going.
Yeah,
I've got to get at least one kill.
I would say
I might even go back and repair and get some better shields. I think that was something that's probably
okay. So linking
been the mistake here.
Linking CGs to planetary landings will be coming soon. TM. So I can't exactly say when, but hopefully it will be coming soon. The other question was.
Sorry, what was that you just?
So planetary CGs using planetary landings more.
Yeah.
We've done a couple, and we want to kind of let more people get into Horizons before we do any more. So the other thing was, will we see NPCs attached to CGs similar to missions? So yes, we are planning on adding something similar to that, so that in the mission rework, hopefully we will get an NPC CG contact. Again, I can't say exactly when that will happen, but it is there. We have submitted the design. It is being reviewed and approved, hopefully, so that we can give a consistent, consistent NPC voice to CGs, and hopefully bring them more in. Dave L asked a question of what determines the tier amount, reward, and time for a CG. So, the way we do this is, as much as people may think it's similar to the QI scoring, I don't know if anyone watches QI, but it's not. We don't just make it up as we go along. We basically do test runs of the CG. So when we set up a CG, our QA department do test runs for us.
Cool.
Of what we're asking the players to do. So they'll be doing the bounty hunting for a set amount of time, or they'll be mining for a set amount of time, or they'll go and do the trade runs or rare runs or whatever. They will give us some information that we've asked for. So how long did it take? What's your average thing? How big was your ship? And give us that data. We then put that into our calculator spreadsheet, which is all singing and all dancing.
Calculator spreadsheet.
I do have a calculator spreadsheet.
You're not going to show people today.
I'm not going to show anybody the calculator spreadsheet.
I think some people would be disappointed. I bet some people actually genuinely would be interested to see the calculator spreadsheet.
No, I'm not sharing that. Sorry. But
everything you need to know about community goals except the calculator spreadsheet.
Except showing you exactly how it works. Yes. But we take various modifiers onto that. So these are factors we've learned from past CG data. So the average number of players that take part in a CG, which is now skewed after the LHS 3447 CG. We also take average cargo rack size and things like that, average play time, and we calculate that, and that gives us our targets. Once we've got our targets, we kind of look at see how many tiers we would like and things like that. We spread those out, and then calculate the rewards based on how much effort we think the players are going to have to put in and what would be a reasonable reward.
That doesn't work. I was trying to do a clever...
You're trying to be clever?
Yeah.
You were about to do a loop of shame, weren't you? And you didn't, yes. That's it. The time...
This is how not to do a CG, guys. Yeah. What I wanted to show you guys is how not to do a CG first, and then we're going to go back out and perform the CG effectively.
Yeah. So the time a CG lasts. Sorry, you're traumatised.
No, it's all right. You just keep going. I think the information is the most important thing.
Okay.
But I do want to demonstrate actually killing something today, and also show that I can do it as well.
You're a lover, not a fighter, Ed.
That's it. I'm an explorer. I'm actually out on the other side of the galaxy right now. You can see if you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the time that a CG lasts, we tend to. Generally make them last a week. If we're asking for a really big goal, we will make them last 2 weeks if we think the players will need that amount of time. The reason we pick those times is to avoid player fatigue. So one thing we did notice is when we have a longer goal, or if we have a lot of goals in a particular series, the numbers very slightly drop off. If we're repeating a common thing. So we try and avoid that, although again, if we have feedback to the contrary and people would like more CGs in a longer series, so then we can try and accommodate that. So as I say, we're always
listening.
We're always listening. We're always trying to improve it, and we're always trying to make it better, because we want the game to be as good as it can possibly be. So that's that question.
That was a good question. So, I'm about to land and repair my ship, and then give myself some better shields, because that was idiotic behaviour of me. I might even completely upgrade to just a monster. I've got the budget for it.
You've got the budget.
I've got the budget, so
but you should be able to do it in a Cobra, really.
I know I should. I'm not
doubting. After all the abuse I got from my CQC.
I mean, I'm good at CQC. That's because I don't have to do any.
Sandy got 4.
No, he did very well.
Sorry to get that out there. Sandy got 4. Shall I keep going with the questions?
One more question.
Yes. One more question.
Spend those billions, and everyone wants to spend the billions.
So, Fosdyke asked an interesting question. So,
greetings, Fosdyke.
Greetings. Yes. So they wanted a couple of players, and including Fosdyke, asked about passenger missions and whether they are they plan to feed into CGs. The answer to that one is I hope so. We're going to see if we can. because I agree it would be really good to have CGs where you're having to carry refugees out of a war zone, or you're having to bring in emergency services maybe into a disaster zone. So there's all those sorts of things that passenger gameplay hopefully will open up.
Interesting.
I've just got to get approval for various pieces of that. The other thing was geological samples in materials in CGs. We don't currently. I will add it to the feedback list and see what we can do, basically. A4 shield generator.
I just had to buy where you buy it on there. I don't know what happened. That was just terrible.
Oh, it's just shocking.
It was shocking, wasn't it? It was very upsetting.
Poor workman blames his tools. What can you say?
Very upsetting. I don't mind saying that. I don't mind saying I am a poor workman, but I'm better than that. So it was shocking. I honestly didn't expect for that to happen.
Right.
Shall we try again now that I've got a fancy shield on there?
I would try again. Go on. Let's try and give something to the community. But as we can see,
yeah.
Let's try and give something to the community.
Gosh, indeed.
Oh dear.
Shocker. Like I said, if we want, we could do a supercut of this.
There is Matty P did actually have a very good suggestion for you there.
Okay.
Which was put some hull reinforcement on your Cobra. It's a bit late now. He's going for it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, question, Steve. How are you starting to think about how you could tie passenger gameplay into CGs? We have started thinking about it. It's just a question of finalising the designs and making sure that we can actually do it justice. So we don't want to do a half job. So there we go. For the
question
from the several millionth time, please add community goals to the map. So yes, we are. Again, that work is actually coming soon.
Wow.
So yes, we listened to that and we have said yes, we want to put the CG locations on the Galaxy map. Although you can find them as we showed, using the.
But like you just be able to, as you're scanning through and looking around.
As you're scanning through, just looking for systems, you'll be able to see an icon, and that should show where the CG is taking place.
Brilliant.
There are some other improvements to CGs that we have not yet touched upon, but will hopefully be coming fairly soon. So, yeah. I'm not sure exactly how much I can.
No, I think you probably divulged just the right amount of information there.
So,
but it's cool. Like I think that where else do you want to talk about that sort of thing other than in a community goals?
Well, that's it. Another one with the mission rework and the mission board rework. We are actually planning on making CGs easier to find as well. So again, the plan is to be able to show not just the CG which is there and you can sign up to, but the ones that are taking place in other places of the galaxy. So again, it's all about making players aware of where they are, because we have heard feedback of, I never knew these existed. I never knew where to find them, and it's like, well, we're trying to cover every base we possibly can.
Yeah. We try to be as clear as possible about where these are, and like putting them forefront of the launcher was one.
That was a major one.
One sort of good example of our commitment to the community goals and things like that. And I think that.
See, this is where we might actually need the community's help. If you're a wanted pilot in the Verity system, can you come and get shot by Ed, please?
Believe me, you might have to sit still. Because
sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
It's all right. Everything becomes harder when you're doing it in front of a live audience.
It is.
What am I doing? Stop being a noob at getting into systems. Like I say, it's when people are watching. It's when other people are watching.
There's nobody here but us.
Anxiety. Oh, just you and I here together.
Oh, and there's several thousand.
I'm not taking on the Federlance, elite Federlance. Even if you are.
He's going to be clean. There you go. He's clean. He's a bounty hunter. You're all right. You might have to fight him for a target, but.
Oh, it's a navigation beacon.
That's not wanted either.
We don't need to shoot the navigation beacon.
No, it's better not to.
Down back scout.
Oh, he's novice. He's clean. Oh, he didn't have shields.
Titan heavy. No one wants a Titan heavy. Harmless.
No, he's clean.
Oh, we've got the Fed answer already.
Yeah. He'll be doing exactly the same thing you are. He's going around scanning for targets.
Hello. Expert. I can handle an expert. Surely.
Nope, he's clean. So yes, this is Oh, type 6.
I mean, where's the more likely place that I'm going to find?
There has res sites. Res sites
are more likely
to have them. Hazardous res sites being the prime candidate, although they are very dangerous. The nav beacons, and again we have various different types of nav beacons. So the compromised nav beacon is a very good place to go bounty hunting, but they are the risk goes up. So
should we see if there's a? I know that we've not wasted any time, but I've looked around here for a while now.
There's people
I'm not
there.
seeing anything.
Zombie,
I'll be watching you. Thanks,
mate.
No, he's actually in everything. So there's probably not going to be any here.
No, possibly not. So we'll go to a different system. So back to Verity.
Yeah,
maybe?
Sure. And then have a look in that.
See if we can find the res sites and go through. I mean, this is again where the community tends to help out each other, because they'll go out and find where the best sites are for this, and then share that information amongst them and share that information on the forums. It's what brings the community together, hopefully. So, and it's really nice to see when somebody's saying, "Oh, I'm struggling with this. Where can I go?" And somebody goes, "Go here, mate. You'll do it absolutely fine."
Osric42 says, "I'd give the Hazres a miss, Ed." Yeah, the hazardous resource sites may not be for me.
Maybe not, but you hopefully can find a
low.
a low. Conflict zones won't count. No, they won't count. So that's
a good point.
That's military. Those are combat bonds. So when we do a military CG, you want to head towards combat zones. Mm-hmm. Bounty hunting, you're just looking for wanted pilots.
Trading,
obviously you're looking at.
So should I head over to one of these planets? Do you think?
Yeah, see if there's
Let's answer some more questions while I'm heading over that way.
Well, I can go through the types of different CG we have.
Go ahead.
So CGs come in various types. Which again most of you will know, but we have the trade group, which are trade, smuggle, and salvage. Mm-hmm. So trade literally will be something. Say, hey, we want you to bring us, this one, computer components, for instance. Bring us computer components, and you sell them in the commodities market, and it's a simple trade. Salvage is where we ask you to go out and find something. So, for instance, you could be looking for escape pods, you could be looking for wreckage pieces, you could be looking for exploration data, or various other things, but they'll be found in space, not found at a commodities market. Smuggle is when we ask you to bring illegal things into them. We don't do too many illegal ones just because people find them a little bit more difficult, but if people want more illegal ones, we can have a look. I'm going to caveat everything with that. So, feedback is everything, and we do welcome the feedback.
So apparently, according to Max Ursa, Verity BC6, there should be a
BC6,
and that's where I'm heading right now.
That's where? Cool. So that's great.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
So, with the other types, we have rare runs, which is where we ask the players to deliver a set number of rare items. We try and make those are more longer distance runs. So the Lave Station CG that we did last week.
Yep.
They asked for
a huge success. I'm hoping.
It was a huge success. Yes, it was a very, very good success. They now will get their interstellar radio transmitter.
Unbelievable.
And as long as they don't, change it into a vending machine for spare parts, then they should be fine. We then have the bounty hunt CGs, or the combat CGs, which are bounty hunter and combat zone and war. Mm-hmm. So bounty hunt, you're looking for wanted pilots. Yep. Combat zones, we're asking you to contribute to a war effort or some other conflict, and you'll do that in combat zones. We have the exploration CGs, where we ask you to go and deliver exploration data to a particular place. We are looking at trying to improve the exploration CGs.
Interesting. Are you allowed to go into any details about that?
Not at the moment, just enough to say that players' feedback is aligned with our own desires to improve things. And,
that's cool.
And hopefully that will be coming, at some point. The mining CGs, which pretty much what it says on the tin, go and mine something.
Which I probably should have been the one that I tried to do tonight.
Should have been the one you tried to do
nice
tonight.
And simple.
But those ones we actually, you have
things.
to, those ones we specify, you have to mine something. So
it has to be mined.
It's no good. Right? Yeah, it's no good going. Oh, it's this commodity. I can just buy it somewhere.
And then
you can't.
You
have to have mined it. And then there's the treasure hunts, which are actually part of a community goal. So that's where a certain Mr. Jeffers, the eccentric billionaire, tots up and hides something in the galaxy and releases a set of clues to try and find it.
They're always very interesting. I remember we did one on our Christmas live stream as well. We did sort of a mini version.
We did a mini version. Yeah,
and it was good though.
That was slightly easier than they usually.
What? I don't believe that. It was very difficult, and the community had to help me out.
They did have to help you out.
I know I did quite well.
You did all right. You got 3 of the clues.
And I had been awake for 22 hours at that point.
There was that point, yes. I do agree. But
I've been streaming for 22 hours at that point.
It was a bit unfair, but we couldn't resist just in that.
I think it's cool. I appreciate it.
But yeah, so those are the types of treasure hunt. Sorry, types of CG we actually have. So treasure hunt is actually part of the CGs. Although that's a unique one where only one person in the community actually gets to win. So we'll look at those.
How close you have to be before you start to see these things?
Fairly close. You're a fair distance away.
I'm a little bit.
You're
away.
a little bit away.
It'll take me a while to get there. I vow, everybody, to actually to make some money at this point. I'll just jump out of the system and jump back in when on the return.
This is it.
More questions because unbelievably, it is already 50 minutes in. So if you want to keep thundering through some of these questions,
I'll thunder through some of these then. Javert, hopefully, asked if we have any plans to improve exploration CGs. We do. Design has been written and is currently being reviewed.
Yeah. Like we just mentioned.
Yeah, so soon TM is the answer to that one.
But in line with what the feedback that you've been getting to some extent?
To some extent, and what we had, we basically discussed, myself and the leads discussed how we can improve this and our desire to improve them.
Yeah.
And we submitted a design and then we got a lot of feedback saying, oh, actually, could you do this and this and this? And we took that on board and adjusted it and hopefully we'll have something soon. But I don't know exactly when because I'm not in charge of the schedule.
Nice.
So,
all right.
All right. Quick one. Elementical. He asked, could we have CGs with multiple commodities in them? So again, we were already looking at things like that as an improvement. So again, fingers crossed soon. Lists of commodities will be a thing, so that we can say. Instead of in the construction role, instead of say bringing a single commodity, I'll go for the high one. Go on.
Yeah, I'm not going to go for the hazardous. I'm not quite ready for the hazardous side yet.
But where was I? So instead of just a single commodity or a group of commodities, which we currently do, we'll be able to say, hey, bring us some computer components, some hazmat suits, and some medical supplies, and that's going to be a CG. So we can hopefully do that sort of thing.
That's cool.
Very soon, which will be very cool.
Is that part of these sort of changes that are coming?
These are part of the improvements we're planning on bringing through in Horizons.
This is one of my favourite things here, not crashing, which is...
Not crashing into the rings as you're trying to get into a res site.
But just like as you approach... I know, I've chosen a strange angle.
Not just that, but you've chosen the dark side of the planet, which is going to make the asteroids very hard to see. Good luck, Ed.
What I like to do is I like to make things harder for myself on live streams.
Yeah.
As we're doing, as you've seen here, by not giving myself an impossibly difficult, incredible build. I wanted to make one of the reasons why I did it was because I wanted to make it realistic. And then, of course, when trying to make it realistic, sometimes you can't cut it against scary, big. Sidewinders, which is what's on me on.
If the big boys are too much for you, it's fine.
Everyone's over it. Everyone's over it, just not me.
Anyway, fire through another couple of questions. So do tray CGs, Edith the Hutt asked, do tray CGs affect the faction's presence in the system? Yes, they do. Everything you contribute works on the background sim exactly the same way as normal trade or bounty hunting or things like that. So you will affect the reputation, the influence of minor factions in that by participating in the CGs. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool. So I'm trying to concentrate on two different things. You keep banging out the questions.
I'll keep banging out the questions.
It's fantastic.
Okay. So
you're doing a lovely job.
So what's this? We had a question: why are salvage goods and salvage CGs illegal? This is because essentially in the main game, while items may not be salvage items may not be stolen, salvage is illegal unless you've got a permit or a mission to pick things up. We are looking again into seeing if we can get the.
He's not going to be in, is he?
No. You want to look for flashes of laser fire and if there are any police handy, track them because they'll be heading towards the targets. You can also cycle through your targets to basically see if there's anyone there. But yeah, just look for little flashes of laser fire because that is a dead giveaway of somebody having a bit of a Barney. What was that?
That's what I would usually do.
Yeah.
No, I'm not seeing anything. It's dark as well.
So yeah, sorry, I was going on about salvage CGs, wasn't I?
Oh yeah, keep going.
Hopefully we're going to look at implementing a system where if you've got a CG, we can possibly look at making certain commodities legal. Yeah, looking at the legality. Again, I don't know when and if we can get there, but we are trying to look at it. Fenster asked, is it going to be possible for a CG to dynamically change during its tiers, i.e. collecting a resource for tier 1 and then the resource changing, things like that. At the moment, no, it won't be because of the sheer amount of work.
There we go. We've got some.
You've got somebody.
They've well, no, I've got the authorities that they're probably chasing after.
It's
an anaconda. Fantastic.
There'll be somebody there.
Is he the anaconda?
That is an anaconda. He is wanted. Should he go for the anacondas, ladies and gentlemen?
Everyone knows that they want me to go for the anaconda, but we do have a sidewinder instead. It's clean.
He's clean, yes. You could see if...
He's deadly as well. There's no chance that I'm going to be able to take that anaconda on.
No, you'll get minimal police escort, or minimal police
He's not doing anything, this guy.
Well, he's in an Eagle.
System authority vessel just chilling out.
He's 2 days from retirement. You know,
yeah,
this is his last time.
2 days from retirement.
He's gonna...
And this guy had to turn up with his anaconda.
Yeah, this is all
good stuff.
Arziben, yes, we are doing this in open.
No, we're not. It's actually
are we not? Oh, you're solo playing it. I apologise.
The reason why I wanted it to be instructive and not me get killed by other people.
Right.
But it turns out that I didn't have to do that. Get killed by the AI instead.
Yes.
Which goes to show that the AI in this game can be deadly.
Very much so.
I mean, it wasn't deadly.
Did I finish answering Fenster's question?
Probably not.
Probably not. So, so about the tiers. Currently, no, we can't change the tiers. Like that. It's an interesting idea. Maybe I'll give it some thought just to see exactly if it could work or if it could be automated. But it would just be so much work to try and track that sort of thing in our current setup. So that is unfortunately no. Hang on. So again, Commander N. Carter asked, is there any way of doing longer CGs without a time limit or permanent CGs for things like improving systems and starports?
He's probably going to try and take me on anyway.
We don't tend to do longer ones because of player fatigue. But if it's a thing that the community gets back to us and says, hey, we really, really would like this, we can see the benefits for, we'll have a look at it and see if we can work something out for that one. Hang on, Garrick's asked, any chance of some CGs with that offer Fed rank requirements, ship requirements and discounts and stuff? To that I will say maybe in the future. That might be a thing.
I've gone wild.
Just gotta say,
absolutely wild.
You've gone mental. This is it.
It wasn't going to happen.
He
says, I've chosen death. Yes, that is correct. But I'm hoping that my friends in the forces over there...
Well, if you back up and let them do the majority of the damage,
that's the plan.
You might get away with this.
I won't.
Or you might just die horribly in space.
Probably that. Probably that.
So...
point is, I'm trying, right?
You are, and I'm very proud of you. So the last question I actually have here is from Sushi CW, which is a 2-part question. Why don't we see very many CGs based on the convoy beacon from Lou? So we are looking at doing some more of those types of things. Props to Adam Bortwaite, who actually created the Lou one. It's a really, really good CG. And we did do something similar recently about rescuing hostages from a mysterious organisation. So that should be. So we are looking at doing those. and two-sided CGs. Again, we are looking at those, and we'll try and do some more in the future. Basically.
Genuinely nearly crashed then.
You're being advised to lock onto their PowerPoint.
Yeah, certainly. I will. Just give me.
So, if you guys want to ask any questions, please feel free, and I'll try and answer those, as Ed is losing horribly to this anaconda.
Not yet.
So, will there be a bulletin board refresh button to get new menus?
These guys are doing a fantastic job of taking
logging in and out. I don't know the answer to that one. I will ask the mission guys if that's possible, but I don't actually know. Question: will there ever be missions in games similar to community goals for players to work on themselves? Again, I don't know the answer to that, so unfortunately I can't say. One thing we do for people who enjoy hunting, the treasure hunts and things like that, are the compromised carrier signals, which you can, if you keep an eye on the local news in some systems, they will give you, there'll be a compromised carrier signal, and that can lead you to something interesting to find and a reward. So I would say if you want to do those, you can work on those by yourself.
Shoot.
Any more series CGs? We are looking at what we can do with series CGs, both with the main narrative and with player groups as well. So that's good. Does Ed smell as good as he looks? Yes, he smells of strawberries and dreams.
Hot stuff.
Question: are you contemplating user-generated content, maybe colonize some systems by buying a really expensive station and sending huge amounts of resources? I don't know. Short answer. I mean, user-generated content, certainly as CG proposals, we encourage. So, I mean, I do like reading all the CG proposals, and I try and feedback on every one we receive. Yeah, I would say if you want to get involved with user-generated content, the CG program is a really good way of doing that. So that'll be great. Will CGs always be main game specific? I know Horizon's only goals. So Horizon's only goals may happen. I'm not saying they won't. But when we do a Horizons only goal, there will always be something else for the wider community who don't have Horizons to take part in. But we do. Oh, where's he going? Hi, Ed. You didn't go exactly to plan, did it? I think we're experiencing Ed difficulties. Right.
Hey, we're back. So that was an absolutely fantastic display of how not to contribute to community goals. But let's pretend. Let's do a pretend
I'm up for pretending.
We all like to do the pretend things. Everybody, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Yeah. So what we've got here is, I would come back.
Yes.
I have bounty vouchers.
Say you have bounty vouchers.
Yeah.
You have managed to take down a wanted pilot.
Yeah. So I should have spent the billions. Commander Ryan TS was right. I should have gone for a crazy ship and spent. I should have gone an Anaconda myself and just taken him head on.
I would have.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you know, it's that way.
Yeah. Billy Bob Lee says could be worse. Could be on a live stream. Oh wait.
Oh no. Oh no. Right.
No, it's very cool. Like honestly, I think that your descriptions of how things work anyway, almost make up for the lack of skill that I have. But I almost think like. All right, it's 8 o'clock. You got 15 minutes?
I've got 15 minutes.
You got 15 minutes?
For you, Ed, I've got 16 minutes.
Come on.
16 whole minutes. Are you going to actually try again?
Yeah, should we do like we can do a montage sound of like me training. Like I was the underdog, I get killed, but then I buy an Anaconda and I come back and smash it to pieces.
Do it.
I almost bought aside one of those.
I wish we had the training music for this. I can't sing, unfortunately, so you're no luck there.
So everybody, what do you think that I should buy on my Anaconda? Give me some outfitting advice. Yeah. I mean, everything just top A.
Actually, take a Python.
A Python instead.
Well, John Hennigan recommends taking a python.
What does everybody think? What does everyone think we should go for in this one? Big guns.
Big guns.
Not all beam lasers, Ed. Thank you, Osric. Very good. Python is life. People are suggesting the python. Should we see?
Yeah, let's do a python.
I've got the billions.
Go on. I actually prefer the python to the anaconda.
I don't know if they sell them here.
I don't like the big ships.
They don't sell them here.
They don't sell them here.
They sell an anaconda.
It's going to have to be an anaconda then.
Sorry, guys.
Well, conjure it up.
I mean, at this point, this is very unrealistic.
It is. Not everyone will have, billions to spend and an anaconda. And we do try, we do try and make the CG so that, we don't obviously change the difficulty of the game.
Yeah.
But, as far as the CGs go, it is achievable.
Oh, very. And that's why I'm annoyed.
I mean, it's quite
about
funny. Yeah, it's quite funny because we've had some which we've thought, this is not going to get completed, and then the community come in and absolutely blitz it.
Yeah. The fact that I didn't manage to do that means absolutely nothing.
Oh no, it means nothing. I mean, we've had discussions where it's like, are we sure we want to ask them to find osmium because they're never going to find it. And yet within go for it. Whereas in the space of half an hour, there are people handing in the commodities to the community goals. So I mean, it just really shows the ingenuity and the dedication and just
sidey. I'm not going to go for
Zach.
Oh, sorry, I thought there was multi-cannon. I prefer multi-cannons. I'm going to go for multi-cannons if I can find it.
A huge multi-cannon.
They're not amazing, but it's fine. It'll do.
Dude,
Verifying and updating.
As long as you can do it. I mean, do people want to ask any more questions while Ed's outfitting his ship?
Yeah.
Put an anaconda in an anaconda.
No. What? I don't think I completely understand what that
I'm not
means.
entirely sure either.
Yeah.
You appear to be changing the same gun.
No.
Although different. So I don't fly the big ships.
No, I don't. That's why this is
I fly the small ships.
Just as ridiculously.
So, question: will we see any more terraforming or rare good creation CGs? I would say watch this space. So terraforming, quite possibly, in the near future. Rare goods are a slightly more complicated beast because of having to balance how the economies, and if we make millions of rare good CGs, they're no longer rare goods; they're just goods. Yeah. So we are a little bit more careful with those. But we're certainly looking at more of the doing some of the others like terraforming and things like that. When looting and crafting comes in, will we get special loot as rewards for CG? Again, not quite sure. We've had some discussions, but nothing I can actually tell you. Question: are you going to do anything to increase the community feel of a community goal?
Interesting question.
That's an interesting question.
I almost don't know what they sort of mean.
It's kind of. I mean, trying to promote them within the community is something we're trying to do. Make people more aware of them, and possibly do things like this live stream to kind of hopefully get everyone together. But we're hoping that again the player base. If you contact player groups or you see someone taking part in a CG, just try and send them a message and say, hi, how are you? Would you like some help? And try and bring the community together that way. But
we also have the Galactic Academy as well.
We do have the Galactic Academy and trying to
a very new thing.
Close those, So hopefully those can help. Hang on.
I've never flown an anaconda. To be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever flown an anaconda.
Right. So after CG completion, how long do we have to collect the rewards?
Why are my shields not on? By the way,
I don't know.
What is happening?
Well, one, you're flying an anaconda.
Yeah.
And two, it could be that you've not assigned your shield module. You've turned it off, or you've not equipped a shield module.
I certainly did.
Brave move. No shields for Ed.
Well, this CG live stream where I wanted to demonstrate CGs did not.
It did not go exactly well.
Go planned. I do apologise.
Sorry, is mining better at high res zones? Yes, there is greater rewards for the greater risk. Question, do you have any plans for any new CG types that we haven't seen yet? If so, can you reveal them? No, I'm afraid I can't. We do have plans for some different types to plug into other mechanics, but I can't go into any details.
Everyone's laughing now.
There were actually some questions. Can I scroll up?
Of course you can, yeah. So I will lose control, which
let's not do that while you're docking.
Might not ideal for me.
Sorry, I missed a couple of questions. I was going to go and... he's going to die in the mail slot.
Oh, completely.
Yes. Pull up. Your nose is almost touching the ground.
Don't worry. Look. This isn't my first rodeo, although it looks like it.
It's close to your first. You're scraping the bottom with your nose.
Scraping the bottom.
Nose up. Nose up. Dear. This is not how to fly an anaconda, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not.
No. Steve, how long does it generally take you to come up with and implement a CG? That's a very good question. It's kind of almost how long's a piece of string. There are some which can take a few days. It depends on the amount we have to put in. The treasure hunts tend to take a lot longer. This is why you only get one every couple of months. And it depends on the complexity of it, how much we have to, if we have to make any new scenarios to incorporate in it. If we have to, why are you staring at me like that?
I'm smiling.
Sorry. If we have to make new scenarios, if we have to make various other bits and pieces, it can take a bit longer. But generally, it can be a week. It can be a few days. It can be, a few weeks.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Cool.
Shamelessly promote a guide to community goals forums for Mr. Fenster. Shamelessly plug away, Fenster. You've more than earned it. Yeah. Steve, what was your favourite CG you have made? I was actually a big fan of the Among the Stars Obsidian Orbital CG. That was a player group one. It was one that a lot of player groups had been asking for a station in a nebula or outside the bubble. And it was actually a good series of ones we could do. Yeah. So we'd like to do, as I said, maybe do a couple more series ones or something like that. I really like that one. I love the treasure hunts. I love making them. If you guys love them, then that's great. I really love making those because it allows me to be, a bit of a, a bit crazy, a bit, it allows me to put a bit more of myself into things like that. Really love those. Any more questions? Will there be CGs where there are consequences for failure? Try to get stuff, kill baddies or something similar may happen. That is a potential. As I said, we do look at the success and the failure as we are making these things. We look at both of those. So not that I'm encouraging people to fail, but we do look at some of these things, and we will look at consequences. This is all good feedback, so thank you very much. I believe someone is asking how amazing is Zach to work with.
I think that was Zach actually who asked that question.
Oh, okay, sorry, I missed that one. So, we carry him as best we can. But no, seriously, Zach is amazing. He's good.
Really?
Yes, he is. He's very good. It's not as good as you, but
no, Zach is fantastic.
You're my favourite.
Well, I was my favourite until I really poorly demonstrated community goals. So I was like, to be dead simple, the easiest thing about it is just going to be the demonstration of the community goals itself. It's going to be dead easy. Just going to fly out there, no problem, shoot some stuff. Yeah, dead easy. Yeah. And in fact, what happened was
this answering questions was meant to be the hard bit.
Yeah, but that was the good bit. This has been the best bit. Any more questions? Because I do want to say thank you very much for joining us today and learning all about CGs as well. So do keep the questions.
How can you make treasure hunts more group based? So we have been looking at various ways to do that. Generally, with a treasure hunt, it makes sense to have one winner. We have tried various things. A couple of things to have one CG which can be completed by the first person, and then have another one which has the top 10 people or the first 10 people. So we're kind of looking at things like that we can improve. I'll probably do them as separate CGs rather than that, so that the treasure hunts stay as the first person to find this thing and bring it back wins. But then there'll be other similar kind of, you've got to work out some clues to get something, which we can do with more people. Again, that's where the compromised carrier signals idea came from, was people wanting to have that little mystery, but anyone can kind of do it and anyone can work it out. Also, I mean, having tried various things, again, from feedback we had in the beta on the forums, we found out that allowing players to actually discuss the clues and things in the treasure hunts and the CGs is far more beneficial to creating a community feel than saying, please don't really spoil us. And we have to then trust in the community to basically either not spoil something, to use the forums correctly and say, look, there's a spoiler under here, don't look if you don't want to know.
Yes,
or
you can easily do that.
And you can easily do that. So I would say that is the way that hopefully we can make them more about community.
Fantastic.
So allow people to discuss them and do that. Can CGs affect Powerplay? Not directly affect Powerplay. They do affect the background simulation. They do affect the influence and the minor factions and things like that, and your reputation with them, and whether they stay in power or not. But they don't. We try, as I said, we try to keep them separated so that one doesn't influence the other, because there are possibly unfair advantages using Powerplay. Will we see NPC faces on CG screens in 2.1? I hope so. If not, sometime this year.
That's something that we're going to be talking about soon. There, sort of how that sort of stuff will work.
Yep. Does Ed have a license for that Anaconda?
No, absolutely
Has he ever flown one? He's never flown one in his life.
It's never flown in my life.
I'm afraid for him right now.
So am I. And on that note,
You're giving up?
I'm going to give up because I feel like, well, what I want to do, and this is what this is more about. It's not about my pride or anything like that. It's just more about actually informing people. And it started off really well, and we were doing a very nice job of it. But then I failed miserably, and I do apologise to everybody there. But as we're talking here, let's pretend I turned in some credits. Okay.
Yes.
So what will we see? What will the effect be on the side?
So once you go back to you have to go back to the same space station you signed up for.
Okay.
You will go to currently you will go to the local security contact to hand in the bounty vouchers. Once you've handed those in, you will see hopefully that you have gone up a tier, or depending on your contribution.
We were going to try and get me into the top 99%.
We were going to try and get you into the top 99 because that basically means you've added some contribution. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be. So your only contribution is your time. Thank you very much. But you will see that, and you hopefully would see the bar going up. Although because of the large,
see the start of the bar rising,
you can see that the community have actually it's a very small amount, and they have contributed, I believe, several 100,000 or several million bounty vouchers already. So you can see the numbers we're dealing with. But that over the course of the week, of the course of the
106 million.
106 million. So as you see the course of the week, this bar will hopefully fill up. The new tiers will ping, so a small icon will show that the tier has been achieved, and any rewards, global progress and global rewards, will be revealed.
Fantastic.
And then once the CG is successfully completed, there are generally Galnet articles that go out with an extension of the narrative.
How do you claim the credits that you've earned from doing it?
To claim the credits you've earned, you generally return to the station after the CG is completed.
Return to the scene of the crime.
Return to not necessarily the scene of the crime, but return to the space station you signed up to, and there will be a credit waiting for you. I believe you collect it at a contact, so that can all be collected. I believe there is also, if you leave it for several weeks, there is actually an automatic system.
Is that right? And it just automatically is credited to your account?
I believe it.
How many weeks is that, sorry?
You
don't want to be too clear about it, but there are a few weeks.
Yeah, it's a few weeks. We're also looking at seeing how we can improve the rewards for CGs.
That's cool.
And also how we can improve the way we give them, we give the rewards, the way we tell players about the rewards, because we tried various things by putting the rewards on the tier bar, that led to some confusion of do people know that that's the target or that's the reward, or how to do that? And there's not enough text space to actually put anything big up there.
Sure.
So yeah, we're looking at all these things, and as I said, your feedback is being listened to. It is very valuable to us. So please, if there is something that you say, hey, this would really improve CGs, feel free to post it on the forums, and that would be absolutely great.
Brilliant. So, on that note, is there anything else that you could any other little bits of sort of sneaky information? I know that you've given away quite a little bit already.
I probably have given away, and I may get shouted at.
Oh no, absolutely not. Well, but as far as
I don't know what else. Well, let's have a look at my notes here. Book
of Destiny.
Yes. So CG locations appearing on the Galaxy map, potentially, coming soon. We are. Oh yes, that's the other thing. We are also looking at one of the things that we used to have on PC, but has kind of fallen through. Was top 5 contributors being.
He sells it well.
Sorry, top 5 contributors or the top 10 contributors of a CG appearing on the local news bulletins. We used to have this. It's something that the community and ourselves we've said we'd really like to get this back. So we're going to try and reinstate that for both for Xbox and for PC as well.
That's really
so that people can actually see when they go to a system. They can just look in the local news bulletins when they dock and go, oh right, these people have, cool. Or hey, I'm in the top, I'm second in this. This is really good. So hopefully they can do that. I'm probably not allowed to say some of these.
Well, top 10 commander for next week's stream, says Billy Bobley. Redeem yourself, Ed. Top 10 commander for next week's stream. Hey, next week, you'll see my amazing skills in next week's stream. Now the thing is, I feel like the Elite Dangerous Gods worked against me there by giving me, for some reason, just completely tearing me to pieces.
Sidewinder.
It was so hard.
To be fair, it wasn't the Sidewinder that killed you.
It was his
wingman.
It was his wingman that got me.
Have you not seen Jurassic Park?
Clever girl.
It's never one you're looking
at. Clever girl. I just want to say thank you very, very, very much for joining us today, and I hope we did learn a few things about community goals. I think that we did go into a deep dive, although the actual demonstration didn't quite work out. I think that Steve. Everybody give some love to Steve in the chat. Make sure. Steve feels good about. Did you feel like Steve taught you a thing or two?
That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know.
Yes. Yes.
It's like a 20-second delay, so
that's all right. That's all right. I'm in no rush. But the other thing, I would encourage people if you want to get involved in the CGs, please, do contact the community at frontier.co.uk. We'll send you out a proposal template, and we'll see what we can do with those. And it's really great. I must admit, one of the rewarding things is working with the community on the community-led goals.
Yes,
because you see people.
Really cool.
Yeah, we obviously we work here. We've got passion for the game. We want to do these things. But seeing your guys' passion come out when we're discussing these things with you is brilliant. And the quality of things that people produce and the ideas they have are really, really good. So thank you very much, guys. Please keep them coming, and we'll keep making them.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Again, that was to the email address.
That was
community at
Elite Dangerous.
That's the one.
.co.uk, not at Frontier.
Not Frontier, yeah. Community at elitedangerous.com. And then we'll send back a form for you to fill out, and then you can then return that back to us, and then Steve over here will have a look over, and you'll go, no, none of that. No.
Well, I'll try and be constructive in any feedback we get, because it's no good to just say no. You need to actually say, okay, we can maybe do this, or we can offer an alternative, or we can suggest something, or at some point. Yes, we have had to say no to certain things, but we can say no, but maybe this.
Here's why you can improve it.
Exactly.
You can get it out there. So thank you again, guys, and thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure what the next episode will be on about just yet, but I think if you keep an eye out on the newsletter, we will be putting it in there to find out what it is. It'll be another deep dive. Later on in this series, we do have the background sim, which I think is going to be very, very, very interesting, very Dav Stott heavy, I think. And he's fantastic.
Dav is a genius.
He's like, I'll need time to prepare graphs. Yes. I was like, graphs! But it will be good.
He's going to upstage me, he's going to have everything, isn't he? Charts, graphs, everything.
Chart. Chart. No, so don't make a joke about chart. No. So we also have we'll have things about like the flight model as well. Hopefully, be able to persuade Mike Evans to come in and talk about those sorts of things.
He loves talking about it, so I don't think he'll have to persuade
us. We've got exploration as well. We'll be doing one on trade and how to find the best routes and show you some of the resources. So remember, the resources are an important thing as well. If you are new to community goals, or even if you've been doing them for a long time, there are some sites out there. Like there's even there's a CG site, a subreddit dedicated to community goals as well. There's a whole forum thread, like you say, where people use spoilers effectively
on there. And there's one on. Well, there's the guys who manage the CG forums. Again, props to you. It's amazing what you guys do. And everyone kind of gets together and discusses them and helps out. But yeah, it's just brilliant. So
great. Well, thank you very much, Steve. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourself as well, and you can come back sometime.
For once, it's not me embarrassing myself.
You've done very well. You presented very professionally. You had interesting things to say.
Thank you.
Whereas I just that. Thanks, everybody. It's been wonderful. It's really good to see you all again, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.